is a back-to-back Super Bowl champion, and it is
the Kansas City Chiefs won their third Super Bowl championship in 5 seasons after capturing their first ring back in the 2019-2020 NFL season. This version of the Chiefs looked a lot different than the one back in 2019, but still were able to earn the ultimate prize. After losing Super Bowl 55 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then losing a home AFC Championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals during the 2021 season, the Chiefs were trending downward fast.
Shady, are the Chiefs broken?
The ultimate question became, how could a franchise on the verge of a dynasty, coming off of 2 disappointing seasons, regain their place in history? Back to back, the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball and Chris Jones on the defensive side of the ball, won Super Bowl 57 and 58, showcasing an explosive offense and resilient defense. The Kansas City Chiefs put up solid numbers throughout the year and afforded an opportunistic defense to get them some easy scores on offense and parlayed that to a Super Bowl victory again. Mahomes' leadership and the dynamic duo of Mahomes and Travis Kelce were pivotal. The defense, led by Chris Jones, consistently pressured opponents into giving up the church's money. The climb. The 2022 and 2023 off seasons for the Chiefs were about mixing savvy team building strategy with roster development. The deal that sent Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins marked a shift in the team that could have backfired on the organization's front office. Desperate to prove themselves smarter than a team that would be, trading a generational talent would look like, especially sending that talent to a conference rival, the Chiefs were setting a new tone from the suites to the seats, that this championship team, regardless of what other people may think, is going to look a lot different, but the same results were to be expected, rings and things. Along with bringing in some notable wide receiver veteran free agents, the Chiefs did draft fairly well, especially when they got on the defensive side of the ball. Right after the Tyreek Hill deal, the Chiefs were able to start rebuilding on the defensive side of the ball, knowing that that would be pivotal for their run in any Super Bowl trophy they were going to be able to obtain. And looking back historically, the defenses that have been really good have led to Super Bowl championships every time. The offenses, not so much. So Andy Reid and the front office made a calculated decision. Do we overpay for every single offensive player that might be good with us? Or do we stick with guys like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, get cheap but great players around him through the draft, and make this thing work on the defensive side? Get the best players on defense, pay them, and make sure that we have a system in place to win Super Bowls. A run game, strong quarterback play who can make others better, and a defense that's not only young, opportunistic, but also dominant when they need to be. Not what it looks like. Once the preseason started and training camp was underway, people were skeptical during both runs of the Super Bowl for the Chiefs if the first time they would even be able to get back to a Super Bowl, and then there's no way they could possibly run it back, right? You saw how well that went against Tampa Bay. Well, the Chiefs were all just using this as fuel for their championship runs. No, the offense wasn't always going to look the same. And yes, there were some guys they were relying on to make a lot of plays, but the emergence of guys like Isiah Pacheco has given the Chiefs somebody reliable in the backfield that they can hand the ball to. And then Rashid Rice coming in, opportunity to develop a really good player at the wide receiver position for them. And he led the Chiefs in receiving touchdowns in 2023 season as a rookie. And some of these points were valid, especially at times during each season, because nobody really expected that the Chiefs had all the talent in the world to compete. Mahomes and Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, they're great players, but their 53 versus others wasn't always looking the greatest. And the offense at times wasn't the only thing that was looking leaky. The Chiefs defense was still getting a bunch of guys that had to prove it from a talent perspective. But as these guys played and got exposure, winning championships too, it has helped guys like Trent McDuffie become an all-pro cornerback. It's helped guys like George Karlaftis show that he can actually play a lot of high-end minutes at that defensive end position. And he even tied in 2023 with Chris Jones for leading the team in sacks. And during each run of these 2 past Super Bowls that the Chiefs have been on, both times they've had to still remain the Kings. And they did that. The AFC Championship this game, with the league MVP Lamar Jackson staring them right in the face and having to pull up to Baltimore for that game, made it something very special for the Chiefs to still be able to pull that game off and being able to stop that Burrowhead talk. The Chiefs have been battle tested and proven that they can beat even rosters that are better than them, especially in the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57 were a better roster, and in Super Bowl 58 against the San Francisco 49ers, another roster that was better than the Chiefs on paper at least. But it goes to show you that paper don't win the championship. The results bear that not only is Patrick Mahomes, of course, an all-time great quarterback, maybe the best ever, but the Chiefs as a whole are one of the greatest teams to ever play in the NFL, and as a back-to-back champion have already solidified that. Now, can we say that this is probably a three-peat in the making? I don't know. Statistically speaking, we have no data. It's never happened. A three-peat in the NFL, modern era or old school, is just unheard of. So it's impossible, but not totally. I mean, the Chiefs have won being out-talented. Now, this coming season, at least offensively, they have more juice on that side of the ball. They got first-round wide receiver Xavier Worthy in the first round of the 2024 draft, and they also brought in a former first-round pick and Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown as they call him, to bolster the wide receiver position. So their speed is crazy, and whatever happens with Rashee Rice, if he comes back, let's say in the playoffs, and if he's not suspended for the whole year, then he can give them that extra spark because he's already led this team in receiving touchdowns. So they have a lot going for them in a positive direction. And well, I think the Chiefs at least by minimum should be able to make the AFC Championship game in 2024 season. So it's really just going to take whoever comes out of the NFC, and it's going to be between Philadelphia and San Francisco. But one of those teams are going to have to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs if they don't want this to be a three-peat. The Chiefs are just crazy right now. Chris Jones is the best defensive player. Honestly, how can you say anybody else? The proof's in the rings. And Trent McDuffie, he's came out into his own. That was a great pick. I mean, offense, defense, offense. The Chiefs got both. The Kansas City Chiefs, back-to-back champions, have solidified their place in NFL history. While comparisons to past legends highlight their greatness, the Chiefs Kingdom really stands proud as one of the best all time. So, Chiefs Kingdom and football fans, let me know in the comments section, which team do you think from this Chiefs run has been the best, and do you think they can three-peat? Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And you know always, until next time, y'all, peace.
You might as well say it right now. The Chiefs, they have their dynasty.